How did a girl like me wind up on the streets? Well, it all started with a bill.
Come on. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you.
What are you doing here? Are you gonna protest with me?
Nope. I'm here for an abortion.
But you're too far along for that.
No, I'm gonna get one of those partial birth things.
You can't do that. That's like a human life right there.
Well, it's not like it's against the law or something.
Now, Juno, you do realize that this is a little early for you to be giving birth.
But I'm not giving birth. I'm here for an abortion.
That's funny. I guess your chart is wrong. No matter. I'll remember when we go into the operating room.
Yeah, please do. I don't want to give birth. I'm not ready for a baby. This isn't illegal, is it?
Not at all. Giving birth is never illegal.
I'm not giving birth. I'm here for an abortion.
No, abortion isn't illegal either. Well, not yet. But if the Repubs have their way, it might be soon.
The 104th Congress, the Republicans' first attempt to ban partial birth abortions.
Both chambers of Congress approved the measure to outlaw the procedure. This was the first time either chamber had voted to criminalize an abortion procedure, mostly due to the Republican majority in Congress. The House first passed this bill on November 1st, and the Senate amended the bill to strengthen an exception granted to women if her life was in danger. On March 27th of the following year, the House approved the Senate version, clearing the way for the president's approval. President Clinton kept his pledge and vetoed the bill because of its failures to protect the women's health. The House overrode Clinton's veto, but the Senate ultimately fell 9 votes short of a 2/3 majority to make the bill a law.
Everybody groove to the music. Everybody jam.
Wow, abortion is murder. Stop killing babies. Oh, I see you're still up to the same thing. And I see you're still up to the same thing also. Oh, this? Yeah, I'm getting this taken care of.
Well, if it isn't my favorite patient.
Let's do this.
Well, this being your second abortion, I feel like I need to talk to you about something important. Do you think these glasses make me look fat?
Not really. Off topic. Is partial birth abortion still legal?
Well, about that. Those darn Republicans are at it again.
In the 105th Congress, the bill managed to pass the House and Senate again. However, due to the differences between principals and agents, Clinton, being the agent, did not agree with Congress and used his formal power to veto the bill 2 days later on October 10, 1997. The House voted to override the veto, but the Senate was 3 votes short. In the 106th Congress, the House and Senate passed a bill again, but after the Supreme Court struck down a Nebraska state law banning such abortions, supporters dropped the effort to get around the court's objections. This is a prime example of the court's influence on Congress and how the Supreme Court can impede legislation. In the 107th Congress, the House revived this bill, but now the Democrats were in control of the Senate, so the proponents had different motivations. This complex legislation was not the Democrats' top priority, so the Senate chamber never took up the measure and the bill did not progress any further.
Okay, that's it. I'm done with abortions. Never again.
I know all the tricks. Like, for example, if a woman's on top, she can't get pregnant. It's just gravity.
Well, that's true. Everyone knows that.
I didn't know that.
I'm afraid it's true, Juno. The Partial Birth Abortion Ban Act was signed into law. On the bright side, this being your 3rd visit to my office, you now qualify for my frequent abortion card.
Juno, you're still pregnant? You didn't get the abortion?
No, I didn't get the abortion. Apparently the Repubs finally got something right.
Social conservatives want enactment on November 5th of the law banning a procedure they called partial birth abortion. It was the first federal statute to restrict an abortion procedure since the Supreme Court legalized abortions in its landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade decision. When the bill was reported to the House, it was apparent that committees were king and held the power of the future of the bill in the House. Under modified closed rules, the bill was voted on and passed in the House. In the Senate, Senator Boxer opened the floor for debate and discussion for a motion to commit the bill to committee. This was not a tactic to kill the bill, but to create language that was constitutional. The bill bypassed committee and was reported to the Senate floor without stopping in the committee of jurisdiction, after the Supreme Court clearly spoke that the bill was considered unconstitutional due to the reason that there is no health exception clause. Therefore, the argument was made for a motion to commit the bill to Judiciary Committee to create language that is constitutional. The bypass of committee was also an issue that undermined the classic legislative process. Therefore, senators in both parties wanted to commit the bill back to the committees for bipartisan input and have the legislation process work like it's supposed to, by creating language that is easy to decipher on the Senate floor. Unanimous consent agreements were facilitated when considering amendments to the bill. Senators such as Senator Trent Lott were acting as trustees, relaying their constituent concerns and comments about the issues relative to a woman's health regarding partial birth abortion. However, the final bill was cleared October 21st, and moments after President George Bush signed the bill, struggle over the legislation moved to the courts. By year's end, federal district judges in New York, San Francisco, and Nebraska had halted enforcement of the new law. Bill supporters, chiefly Senator Rick Santorum, a Republican from Pennsylvania, and Representative Steve Chabot, Republican from Ohio, insisted they had rewritten the measure to survive a constitutional challenge, stating that there is no clear evidence that the procedure is necessary to protect a woman's health. Bill opponents such as the National Abortion Federation, Planned Parenthood Federation of America, and Center for Reproductive Rights filed either injunctions or restraining orders on the enactment of this bill. Since 1995, at least 31 states had enacted laws banning partial birth abortions, and court injunctions had prevented many of them from taking effect.